A backward pawn means that all of the
Chips.
pawns on the adjacent files have been pushed in front of that pawn and can therefore no longer help protect it. When this pawn was back here on c6, it was protecting it so it wasn't a backward pawn. Because of the way it's been pushed forward, now this is a backward pawn, and it's a very easy target for white to pile up on because it can't be defended by another pawn. Principle number 13 is don't trade a bishop for a knight without a good reason. So even though they are both worth 3 points, generally speaking, bishops tend to be slightly better than knights. So I see a lot of players will bring bishops out, trade them off for a knight, and it usually isn't worth it. Now in this case, you do create double pawns, but you also give black a half open file, and you lose the bishop. So generally speaking, you don't want to make that trade unless you have a little bit better of a reason.
Start the game, slut!
Principle number 14, avoid moving pawns in front of your castled king. So in this position, we've already castled on the king side. It would be a mistake to play a move like g3 because now I've created these weaknesses because the pawn no longer controls those squares. You can see how easily black can come in and infiltrate it and put a lot of pressure on your king. But don't move pawns in front of your castled king. Principle 15 is don't open the center if your king is still in the center. In this position, black could consider playing d5, but it wouldn't be a good idea because after white trades, he started to open up the center and his king could come under pressure from white's rook because he hasn't castled yet. So it would be better for black to castle first and then consider a move like d5, which is going to start trading and opening up the center of the board. Principle number 16 is that two minor pieces are generally better than a rook and a pawn. Minor pieces are knights and bishops. Obviously, these are the rooks. So in this position, if I were to capture with my knight, black captures, I capture, he captures, I just lost to the knight and bishop, which is 6 points. I gained a rook and a pawn, which is also 6 points. But that it puts me at a disadvantage because the knight and the bishop are better than the rook and the pawn, generally speaking. So don't make a trade like that unless you have a very specific reason to do so. Principle number 17 is similar, but 3 minor pieces generally is better than a queen. Even though they both add up to 9 points, usually the 3 pieces will greatly outperform the queen. Principle number 18 is that rooks are very strong on the 7th rank. So since I'm white, the 7th rank is here. For black, the 7th rank is actually the 2nd rank, which would be here. But in this position, I have the ability to play rook e7, which is a very strong move. By placing my rook on the 7th rank, you can see I have lots of good targets.
You stupid goddamn motherfucker.
Because of the ability to get the rook on the 7th rank. Principle number 19 is that doubled rooks on an open file are very strong. In this position, white already has control of the open file with 1 rook, but he has the ability to put 2 rooks now controlling that open file, and it prevents black from gaining control of that file as well. So 2 rooks on an open file is very strong. Principle number 20. Bishops are better in open positions, knights are better in closed positions. The position on the board, you can see black's bishops are doing a lot, controlling a lot of squares because the position is open and they're not blocked by very many pieces. In this position, the bishops are going to probably outperform the knights. On the other hand, in a position like this, where lots of pawns are kind of blocked off and it's relatively closed, you can see how black's bishops aren't really doing a lot. They're running into pawns that are in the way, and the knights can very easily hop around and get to wherever you need them to get to. So in this case, the knights are going to do better, as opposed to the other position where it was more open. The bishops would
You suck my motherfucking dick.
Principle number 21. The best way to deal with an attack on the flank is to counterattack in the center. In this position, white's castled. If black starts to launch a flank attack on the side, the best thing that white could do would be to strike back in the center and try to open up the center and take advantage of the fact that black's king is still in the center. So, to deal with the flank attack,
now fuck up and overlook this so I can hear.
Principle number 22. When you have an option to capture a piece with 2 different pawns, generally you want to capture towards the center of the board. In this position, if black captures his bishop on b3, white now has the option to capture with 2 different pawns. So as the rule goes, generally speaking, you want to capture towards the center, so you should take this way. We also get the added benefit in this position that we create a half open file for the rook.
Suck my motherfucking
Principle number 23 is that in an endgame, the king is a valuable piece that must be used to help you win the game. In this position, it would be a mistake for white to leave his king sit over here and not try to use the king to help attack these pawns or these pawns. Same thing for black. He would need to use his king to try to get involved and do something to help out.
Damn it, I fucked up.
Principle number 24. Rooks should go behind passed pawns. In the position on the board, black has a passed pawn on his g-file. A really good move for him would be to put his rook behind his passed pawn so they can support it as he pushes it and tries to eventually get a queen.
If I can get
Black didn't know that and played a move like rook here to defend his pawn that way. It's not going to be as good, and now white also has the ability to put the rook behind the passed pawn, which creates pressure, and at any point if the pawn tries to move forward, the rook is still going to be attacking it, really making it hard for that pawn to move forward. So rook should go behind passed pawns. Principle number 25 is that two connected passed pawns on the 6th rank will always beat a rook. In this position, it's white's turn, and by playing this pawn forward, he now has achieved two connected and passed pawns on the 6th rank. And if this rook tries to stop them, he's not going to be able to do it. For example, if the rook goes here to try to get this pawn, white can simply move this one forward, and if the rook captures, white's going to get a queen.
White's going to get himself.
If black tries to play here, try to get one of the two pawns again, white simply pushes the pawn forward, and after black captures, he gets a queen.
God damn it.
And you can see that if I move just one pawn back, now black does have the ability to stop the pawns by moving his rook here. If white tries to move this one forward, it's going to get captured. If he tries to move this one forward, it's going to get captured, and he doesn't have enough time. Black's able to catch it and then capture the queen. So going back, both of the connected passed pawns have to already be on the 6th rank, and then the rook cannot stop them. Principle number 26 is to attack the base of a pawn chain. In this position, white has a very long pawn chain, and you can see how all of these pawns are defended by the other pawns in the pawn chain, except for the base. That's the only pawn that's not going to be defended by another pawn. So if you're able to attack the base of the pawn chain, that's what you do. That probably isn't the greatest example because it's very hard for black to figure out a way to attack that pawn right now, but generally speaking, attack the base of a pawn chain.
So bitch.
Principle 27 is that knights are usually one of the best blockaders of pawns. So in this position, black has a passed pawn that's trying to push forward, and white would like to blockade it to keep it from moving. A good option would be to blockade it with the knight. The reason this is good is because knights can still function very well because they can jump over pieces. They can still put pressure on the normal squares that they're able to put pressure on. At the same time, they're blockading the pawn from moving. Principle number 28 is if your position is cramped, you should try to trade pieces to open it up and give you more options. So in this position, black's position is very cramped. This bishop is stuck, this bishop is stuck. He doesn't have a lot of options for his pieces. So one thing that he should consider doing is trading pieces. In this example, he can capture here. If white captures, he can capture here. If white captures, he can capture here. And by trading off all those pieces, now he's able to move this knight somewhere, and then this bishop can go somewhere. It's a much better position for black, having traded off all those pieces, than if we go back to this position where he could hardly move.
You suck.
So in a cramped position, try to trade pieces.
Suck my dick.
Principle number 30 is that when you're ahead in here, you want to trade pieces but not trade pawns. In this position, white is ahead and rook right now. It's called being up the exchange. He has a 2-point advantage. So he would want to trade the queen and rook for the queen and rook, but not trade the pawns. That's because after you trade these pieces, the rook is going to be very strong. He's going to be able to capture some of these pawns most likely, and then he can get a queen. If he trades off all the pawns, so there's no pawns left, then the rook and the knight, it's going to be very hard to win that position. So you want to leave pawns on the board in your head material and trade off the other pieces. Principle number 31, very similar, is the opposite of that. When you're losing, or you're down material, you want to trade off all the pawns if you can, but don't trade the pieces. And that's going to increase your chances of getting a draw. So in this position, if white captures this pawn and black recaptures, he could take this pawn with queen, but that's not good for white because he's essentially going to be trading pawns.
Man,
he wants to keep as many pawns on the board as possible, so a better move might be queen to d3, trying to trade the pieces and not trade the pawns. I hope that made sense. If you have to rewatch that part again, feel free to do so. That's an important one. It's really good to know. Principle number 32 is that opposite colored bishop games are dangerous in the middle game and drawish in the end game. What do I mean by that? In this position, both players have an opposite colored bishop. That means white's bishop is on a dark square, and black's bishop is on a white square. So they're opposite colored bishops. And since this is still in what I would say in the middle game, it's very dangerous, and white has to be very careful. And you can see after this move, bishop check, king g1. After queen g4, the queen's coming in at f3, and then there's going to be a battery. White's going to get checkmated. So the only thing he can do is sacrifice the rook for the bishop to stay alive. And that just shows how it's very dangerous when you're playing a game with opposite colored bishop. You have to watch out for attacks on your king. And the reason it's dangerous is really because your bishop can do nothing to prevent the other person's bishop. So in this case, there are weaknesses along these white squares, and this bishop can do nothing about it. If it was a knight, you could position it to help defend, or if you had the same color bishop, if you had a bishop on the white squares, you could even trade it off for that bishop. But because they're opposite color bishops, you can't do that. Very dangerous. Now the flip side of that principle is that in the endgame, the games become very drawish. You can see in this position, both players have opposite colored bishops, and because of that, the bishop can't really do anything about any of these pawns, and likewise, black bishop can't do anything about white pawns, so the pawns are just going to end up sitting there, the kings will probably just have to move back and forth, and nobody's going to be able to win this game. So keep that in mind, opposite colored bishops are drawish in the endgame, but very dangerous in the middle game. Principle number 33 is what's called don't play hope chess. Now, if you've never heard of this, hope chess is where you play chess and you hope that your opponent does something, or you hope that your opponent doesn't see something, or I hope he moves there. If you're playing chess like that, you're probably not going to do very well. You always want to consider the fact that your opponent might do the very best move. An example of hope chess would be, I'm going to play here, I'm going to bring my bishop out, I'm going to bring my queen out, and I'm going to hope that he doesn't see the checkmate. I'm going to hope that he doesn't know about the scholar mate, and I'm going to win 4 moves. I'm going to hope he falls for my trick. That's not good, because if he knows what he's doing, he plays g6, stops your queen, you come back, try it again, because you hope he doesn't see it. He's going to play knight f6. You might play queen b3 again. I hope he doesn't see it. You suck like queen b7, and now all of a sudden you're in a bad position. You just wasted a bunch of moves with your queen because you were playing hope chess. So try not to do that.
Suck my
Principle 34
motherfucking
is
dick,
when you
bitch.
see a good move,
Suck
stop
my
and
dick,
look for
bitch.
a better move. In this position on the board, black just
You
played
suck my
here,
dick,
which is
bitch.
really a bad move. And so the move that might jump out to a lot of people is, oh, that's a free rook. That's a really good move. It's good for white. But if you take a second and look for a better move, you might notice that knight d6 is actually a beautiful smothered checkmate. So when you see a good move, take a second and look for a better move. And principle number 35 is that a really good chess player knows the right time to ignore chess principles. All these principles are really good most of the time, but there's always going to be situations where they don't apply and where it makes the most sense to go against what the principle would say. And that's what determines a really good chess player from somebody who's still learning. So just know that everything that I told you is a good general rule of thumb, but be on the lookout for special situations where they may not apply, and that will come with practice as you get better. And better, you'll pick up on when it's okay to break the rules, if you will. Alright, well, I know that was a lot of information really fast, so I went ahead and put together this spreadsheet which lists out all of the 35 principles that we just talked about. I'm going to throw this up on the screen and just leave it for a little bit. If you want to print screen, print screen and print this out, you can use it for reference. Feel free to do so. I know for some people who are just starting out, this might seem a little bit overwhelming, but don't worry. It took me years and years to learn all of these, so you've got time. The best way to tackle it is just one principle at a time. Practice it in your games until it starts to become a habit. Then move on the list to the next one, and keep doing that until you feel like you've gotten a good grasp of these principles. If you guys learned something and got some value out of this video, it really helps me out a lot. If you hit that thumbs up button, I really appreciate it. But as always, make sure you stay sharp, play smart, and take care.
I just shit in my pants. I just shit in my pants. You suck my dick, bitch. Son of a bitch. You suck my dick, bitch. Oh no. Hell no. You suck my dick, bitch. You suck my dick, bitch. You suck my dick, bitch. You suck my motherfucking dick, bitch, you motherfucker. You suck my dick. You suck my motherfucking dick, bitch. Suck my motherfucking dick, bitch. Suck my fucking dick. Suck my dick, bitch. You suck my dick, bitch. You suck my dick, bitch. Oh, I got a fucking double poem. You suck my motherfucking dick, bitch. You suck my dick, bitch. Suck my fucking dick. You suck my motherfucking dick, bitch. You suck my motherfucking dick. You suck my fucking dick. You suck my motherfucking dick. You suck my dick, bitch. Now fuck. Oh, goddamn. I fucked up. Suck my motherfucking dick. Suck my fucking dick. You suck my motherfucking dick, bitch. You suck my fucking dick. I fucked his home. Stupid fucker. Man, I fucked your ass. Stupid fucker. Stupid fucker. I fucked your asshole. Oh, she's cute. Come on. God damn it. I want to try to challenge that girl.
What if one of history's greatest scientists predicted exactly how religion would destroy civilization? And we're watching it happen in real time. Carl Sagan didn't just study the cosmos, he studied human stupidity with the same scientific precision. And what he discovered was so terrifying that his final book reads like a prophecy of our current apocalypse. He warned that superstition would triumph over science, that critical thinking would be replaced by magical thinking, and that humanity would sleepwalk into a new dark age powered by religious fundamentalism and scientific illiteracy. Every prediction is coming true with horrifying accuracy. And the most chilling part, he told us exactly how to stop it, but religious institutions made sure we never listened. In 1995, a dying Carl Sagan sat at his typewriter, racing against time to deliver humanity's most urgent wake-up call. His body was failing from a rare blood disease, but his mind burned with apocalyptic clarity about what was coming. The result was The Demon-Haunted World, a book so prophetic it feels like he had a time machine aimed at 2024. Sagan didn't just see the future, he understood the psychological mechanisms that it created. He watched Americans abandon scientific literacy for comfortable delusions, trade critical thinking for tribal belonging, and embrace superstition as a shield against uncomfortable truths. And he realized that religion wasn't just failing to stop this intellectual collapse, it was actively accelerating it. But here's where the story becomes psychologically devastating. Sagan's warnings weren't ignored accidentally. They were systematically suppressed by the very institutions that claim to care about human welfare. Religious leaders, political opportunists, and corporate interests recognized that an educated, scientifically literate population would be impossible to control. So they did what humans always do when truth threatens power. They declared war on truth itself. The weapons in this war weren't bombs or bullets. They were more insidious. The deliberate cultivation of anti-intellectual sentiment, the systematic undermining of scientific authority, and the promotion of alternative ways of knowing that just happen to align perfectly with profitable delusions and religious dogma. Sagan predicted that America would become a society where people believe in astrology more than astronomy, where crystal healing gets equal time with evidence-based medicine, where religious revelation is considered more reliable than peer-reviewed research. He warned of a future where scientific literacy would become so rare that charlatans could sell any absurdity to a gullible public, desperate for simple answers to complex problems. Look around. Millions of Americans believe the Earth is flat, despite overwhelming evidence to the contrary. Anti-vaccine movements have brought back diseases that were nearly extinct. Climate change denial persists despite unanimous scientific consensus. Religious fundamentalists demand equal time for creation myths in science classrooms. Alternative medicine quackery generates billions, while evidence-based treatments are dismissed as big pharma conspiracies. Every single prediction has materialized with horrifying precision. But here's what makes this psychologically fascinating. The people most resistant to Sagan's warnings are exactly the ones he was trying to save. Religious believers convinced that faith is superior to evidence view scientific literacy as a threat to their spiritual authority rather than a tool for human flourishing. This isn't accidental ignorance. It's willful stupidity elevated to a virtue. And it reveals something terrifying about human psychology. Our capacity to choose comfortable lies over uncomfortable truths, even when those lies lead directly to our own destruction. Sagan understood that religion and science weren't just competing worldviews, they were fundamentally incompatible ways of understanding reality. Science demands evidence, encourages doubt, and changes conclusions when new data emerges. Religion demands faith, discourages questioning, and maintains conclusions regardless of contradictory evidence. This creates an inevitable conflict that most people try to resolve through compartmentalization, keeping their religious beliefs in one mental box and their scientific understanding in another. But Sagan recognized that this psychological compartmentalization was unsustainable and ultimately destructive. You can't simultaneously believe that evidence matters and that faith transcends evidence. You can't champion critical thinking while accepting claims that crumble under critical analysis. What's psychologically revealing is how religious institutions responded to this challenge. Instead of honestly grappling with the conflict between faith and reason, they launched a sophisticated propaganda campaign designed to undermine scientific authority itself. They couldn't defeat science through evidence, so they attacked the very concept of evidence-based thinking. The strategy was brilliant and devastating. Convince people that scientists are just another type of priest, that scientific theories are just another form of religious dogma, and that choosing between competing explanations is a matter of personal preference rather than evidence evaluation. Once you convince people that all truth claims are equally valid, scientific literacy becomes impossible and superstition becomes inevitable. Here's where Sagan's analysis becomes truly penetrating. He recognized that the problem wasn't just lack of education, it was active resistance to education driven by deep psychological needs.
This is boring as fuck.
Forbidden History: How the Book of Romans Changed Christianity Forever. Picture this. A single letter, written nearly 2,000 years ago, sits in a Roman prison cell. The author's hands are chained, his future uncertain. Yet as he writes, he has no idea he's crafting words that will topple empires, spark revolutions, and reshape the very foundation of human belief. This isn't just any letter. This is the Book of Romans, and what you're about to discover will challenge everything you thought you knew about early Christianity. Most people think they understand the Bible. They assume it's always been the unified, accepted text we know today.
Fuck her up.
But here's what they don't tell you in Sunday school. The Book of Romans was so controversial, so dangerous to the established order, that it nearly tore the early church apart. Religious leaders tried to suppress it. Emperors banned it. Entire communities were persecuted simply for possessing it.
Man, she's fucking his butt.
So, what made this particular letter so threatening? Why did a simple piece of correspondence from an imprisoned apostle become the most feared document in the ancient world?
Man,
and how did it manage to survive centuries of persecution to become the cornerstone of modern Christianity? I'm about to take you on a journey through forbidden history.
She's fucking
We're
his
going to
butt.
uncover the explosive truths that religious authorities hoped would stay buried forever. We'll explore how one man's radical message challenged not just religious doctrine, but the entire social and political structure of the Roman Empire.
Now move your
And by the
fucking.
end of the series,
Now
you'll
move your
understand
fucking
why the
work
Book
right
of
here.
Romans
Give
didn't
him,
just change
give him
Christianity,
your Janet
it
Heads
changed
Uzi
the
arm.
world.
Janet Heads
But
Uzi
first,
arms him.
let me warn you, what you're about to learn might shake your faith to its core. Not because it will destroy what you believe, but because it will reveal just how revolutionary, how dangerous, and how utterly transformative the original Christian message really was.
Yeah!
The year is approximately 57 AD. The Roman Empire stretches from Britain to North Africa, from Spain to the Middle East.
Yeah, wide
It's the most powerful civilization the world has ever known.
Roman
gods fill the temples. Roman law governs the streets.
Oh.
Roman philosophy shapes the minds of intellectuals. Into this world steps a man who will challenge everything. His name is Paul of Tarsus, though he wasn't always known by that name. Born as Saul, he was once Christianity's greatest enemy. This wasn't some casual opponent. This was a man who made it his life's mission to hunt down followers of Jesus and drag them to prison. He carried official documents giving him authority to arrest Christians wherever he found them. He stood by approving them as they were executed for their beliefs. Then something happened that defied every expectation, every prediction, every reasonable outcome. On a dusty road to Damascus, this fierce persecutor encountered the very person he'd been hunting. In a blinding flash of light, Jesus appeared to him. The conversation was brief, but earth-shattering. "Saul, why do you persecute me?" In that moment, everything changed. The hunter became the hunted, the persecutor became the persecuted, the enemy became the apostle. But here's what makes Paul's transformation so significant. He wasn't just any convert. His background as a Pharisee, his deep knowledge of Jewish law, his Roman citizenship, his Greek education, all of it would prove essential for what was coming next. Paul didn't just become a Christian. He became Christianity's most brilliant theologian, its most effective missionary, and ultimately, its most dangerous revolutionary. Because what Paul understood, what made him so threatening to both Jewish and Roman authorities,
wow, she one of those South American girls with long arms.
Salvation. It was about overthrowing the entire social order. Now you have to understand something about the Roman world Paul was entering. This wasn't a society where all religions were equal. Roman religion was deeply political. The emperor wasn't just a ruler, he was considered divine. Worshipping the Roman gods wasn't just about personal belief. It was about loyalty to the state. Refusing to participate in Roman religious ceremonies was tantamount to treason. The Jews had managed to secure a special exemption from these requirements. They were allowed to worship their one God because their religion was ancient and established. But Christianity was new, it was suspicious, and it was growing rapidly among all sorts of people. Jews, Gentiles, slaves, free citizens, men, women. This wasn't just another mystery religion confined to a particular social class. This was something that cut across every boundary Roman society had carefully constructed. Paul saw an opportunity. Rome was the center of the known world. All roads led to Rome, as they said. If he could establish a strong Christian community in the capital itself, the message would spread throughout the entire empire. But there was a problem. Paul had never been to Rome. He couldn't just show up and start preaching. He needed to lay the groundwork first. So he did something unprecedented in the ancient world. He wrote a letter, not a personal note to a friend, but a comprehensive, systematic explanation of his revolutionary message. This letter would need to stand on its own to convince people he'd never met of truths that challenged everything they'd been taught to believe. But Paul faced an enormous challenge. How do you explain something so radical, so completely different from everything people have ever known, that it requires them to rethink their entire worldview? How do you convince Jews that their ancient covenant with God has been fulfilled in ways they never expected? How do you tell Gentiles that their gods are false and their entire religious system is meaningless? How do you present a message that's simultaneously deeply Jewish and radically universal? The answer was to start with the one thing everyone could agree on: the problem of human nature itself. Paul began his letter not with good news, but with devastating bad news. He painted a picture of humanity that was so dark, so hopeless, so utterly without redemption, that his readers would be forced to acknowledge their desperate need for a solution they could never provide for themselves. This wasn't popular preaching. This wasn't feel-good spirituality. Paul systematically dismantled every source of human pride. every basis for self-righteousness, every reason to believe that people could earn their way to God through their own efforts. He argued that all humans, regardless of their background, education, or moral achievements, stood condemned before a holy God. But here's where Paul's genius became apparent. Just when his readers were ready to despair, just when they realized the hopelessness of their situation, he introduced the solution. And it wasn't what anyone expected. The solution wasn't more rules, it wasn't better behavior, it wasn't religious rituals, or philosophical wisdom, or political reform. The solution was a person, Jesus Christ, and what he had accomplished through his death and resurrection. Paul argued that Jesus had done what no one else could do. He had satisfied the demands of divine justice while simultaneously expressing divine love. This was revolutionary theology, but it was also revolutionary politics. Because if salvation came through Jesus alone, then all the traditional markers of social status became meaningless. It didn't matter if you were Jewish or Gentile, slave or free, male or female, rich or poor. Everyone stood on equal ground before God. Everyone needed the same salvation. Everyone could receive the same grace. Do you see how dangerous this was? In a society built on rigid hierarchies, where your birth determined your destiny, and your social class defined your worth, Paul was proclaiming a message that made all such distinctions irrelevant in the most important area of all, your relationship with God. The Jewish religious leaders were outraged because Paul was saying their special status as God's chosen people didn't give them automatic access to salvation. The Roman authorities were threatening that Paul was proclaiming allegiance to a king named Jesus, who superseded all earthly rulers. The philosophers were offended because Paul was claiming that human wisdom was insufficient to understand divine truth. But Paul wasn't finished. Having established that salvation came through faith in Christ alone, he then tackled the most practical questions readers would have. What does this mean for how we actually live? If we're saved by grace and not by keeping rules, does that mean rules don't matter anymore? If God forgives our sins, can we just keep sinning? Paul's answer was both profound and practical. He explained that true faith inevitably produces transformation, not because people are trying to earn God's approval, but because they've already received it. Not because they're afraid of punishment, but because they've been set free from condemnation. Not because they have to change, but because they want to change. This was a completely different way of thinking about moral behavior. Instead of external rules enforced by fear, Paul described internal motivation driven by love. Instead of conformity to social expectations, he called for authentic transformation from the inside out. Instead of religious forms designed to impress others, he advocated for genuine spirituality that flowed from a changed heart. The implications were staggering. If Paul was right, then everything the ancient world understood about religion, morality, and social order was fundamentally flawed. The elaborate system of temples and priests and sacrifices that kept Roman society functioning was unnecessary. The complex legal code that governed Jewish life was insufficient. The philosophical systems that guided Greek thinking were inadequate. Paul was essentially saying that God had done an end run around all human institutions and systems. He had provided a way of salvation that bypassed religious authorities, transcended cultural boundaries, and made every person directly accountable to him alone. But perhaps most threatening of all was Paul's vision of what this new community of believers would look like. He described a group of people who owed their ultimate allegiance not to Rome, but to God's kingdom. People who followed not the emperor's commands, but Christ's teachings. People who found their identity not in their nationality or social status, but in their relationship with Jesus. This wasn't just a religious movement. This was the blueprint for an alternative society.
Now
And
fuck
the
up
Roman
no
authorities
words.
knew it.
I'll stick my
They
dick
could see
in
where
your
this was headed.
butt.
If Paul's message took hold, if people really started believing that their primary citizenship was in heaven rather than on earth,
Suck
the
my
entire
butt.
foundation of imperial rule would crumble. That's why the book of Romans was so dangerous. It wasn't just theology, it was treason. It wasn't just spirituality, it was sedition. It wasn't just a religious document, it was a manifesto for revolution. And the most remarkable
Move,
thing
you
about it,
whore.
Paul knew exactly what he was doing.
Fuck your
He
ass.
understood the risks he was taking, the enemies he was making,
Move you,
the
son.
consequences he faced.
Move the
He also
goddamn
believed that
knife.
the truth he was proclaiming was so important,
I'm ready to stick my dick in that motherfucker.
so desperately needed, that it was worth any price he might have to pay. As we continue this journey through forbidden history, we'll discover how Paul's letter
Move you,
was
son of a
grown,
bitch.
how it was received by the early Christian community, and how it began to spread throughout the empire despite fierce opposition from both
Stupid, you
religious and
stupid
political authorities.
motherfucker.
We'll explore the specific teachings that made it
Oh
so
my God, I
controversial
fucked
and
up.
see how those same ideas continue to
Oh
challenge
my
conventional
God, I
thinking
fucked
today.
up.
But most importantly, we'll uncover the story
Oh
that's been
my,
hidden
oh
for
my
too long.
Lord, shit.
The story of how one man's radical vision of
Oh
human
my
dignity,
Lord, shit.
divine grace, and spiritual freedom became the foundation for a movement that would eventually transform the entire world.
Christ your fuck.
The revolution was just beginning, and it all started with a letter.
Come on, you son
The
of a
letter
bitch.
Paul was crafting would need to do something unprecedented. It had to explain the unexplainable, defend the indefensible, and convince people of a truth so radical that it would sound like madness to most who heard it. But Paul had learned something during his years of persecution that would prove invaluable.
Come on, you
He
son of a
understood
bitch.
exactly how his opponents thought. Remember, this wasn't a
Hopefully
man
I can get him
fighting
and
for
smell the
academic
checkmate.
theology. Paul had once
Come
been
on,
on
you
the
son
other
of a
side.
bitch.
He had memorized every argument against
Come on, you
Christianity.
son of a
He
bitch.
had crafted every objection. He had seen every weakness in the early believers' reasoning. Now, as he prepared to write his masterpiece, all of that knowledge would work in his favour.
Come on, you son of a
The
bitch.
genius of Romans lies not just in what Paul
bitch.
said, but in
Now
how he
fuck
said
up
it.
and overlook this
He
right here so I
structured
can
his
smother
argument
the
like a
fuck
master
out of you.
prosecutor building a case, anticipating
Oh,
every
shit, I
possible
didn't see
objection
that.
and
I didn't see that
systematically
fucking
dismantling each one. But unlike a prosecutor seeking condemnation, Paul was working toward acquittal, not through legal technicalities, but through a complete redefinition of justice itself. He began with something every person in the Roman Empire could observe: the moral decay surrounding them. The great civilization that had conquered the known world was rotting from within. Corruption ruled the halls of power. Violence filled the streets. Sexual perversion was celebrated as sophistication. The very gods the Romans worshipped were depicted as liars, adulterers, and murderers. But here's where Paul's argument became brilliant. He
Suck
didn't
my
just point fingers
motherfucking
at Roman
dick.
paganism. He turned his attention to the Jews, the very people who considered themselves morally superior to their Gentile neighbours. With surgical precision, Paul demonstrated that having God's law didn't automatically make someone righteous. In fact, it often made their condemnation worse, because they knew what was right, but chose to do wrong anyway. This was dangerous territory. Paul was a Jew himself, writing to a community that included many Jewish believers. He was essentially saying that the entire foundation of Jewish religious identity, the special relationship with God through the law of Moses, was insufficient for salvation. The very thing that made Jews proud of their distinctiveness was actually evidence of their need for something greater.
You stupid
Paul
motherfucker.
wasn't finished
I'm
dismantling
about to
religious
smother the
pretensions.
fuck out of you, son of a
He then
bitch.
turned his attention to philosophers and intellectuals who believed human reason could discover divine truth.
Come on, you
With
son of a
devastating
bitch.
logic, he showed that for all their wisdom, they had failed
Come
to
on, you
find
son
God.
of a bitch.
Their elaborate systems of thought had led them not to enlightenment,
I
but to
fucking
confusion.
did.
The pursuit of truth had
Sucker.
resulted in the worship of lies. By this point in his letter, Paul had systematically eliminated every possible source of human confidence. Jews couldn't trust in their law. Gentiles couldn't trust in their reason. Religious people couldn't trust in their rituals.
Damn, I
Moral
fucked his
people couldn't
ass.
trust in their behavior. Intellectual people couldn't trust in their wisdom.
Fucked his butt with my
Everyone.
knife.
Absolutely everyone.
Some
stood
helping fist
condemned
fucking
before
pieces
a
that
holy
are stupid as fuck.
This wasn't a popular message then, and it isn't now. Human beings naturally want to believe they can earn God's approval through their own efforts. Every religion in the ancient world taught some version of this idea. Be
Oh,
good
you
enough,
want to do that?
pray hard
Fucking
enough,
bitch.
sacrifice enough, and the gods will accept you. Paul was saying that all such efforts were not just
I'll put your
insufficient,
goddamn black
they were
ass was
insulting
stolen.
to
I ain't
God.
talking Joseph stolen.
Then
I'm
came
talking
a
about
pivot that changed
stolen.
everything.
Hell no, he was
Just when his
forced
readers
for
were ready
bitch.
to close the letter in despair, Paul introduced a concept so revolutionary it It would reshape human thinking forever. Justification by faith alone. The word justification was legal terminology that every Roman citizen would understand. It meant being declared righteous in a court of law, being acquitted of all charges, being pronounced innocent. But Paul wasn't talking about earthly courts with their corrupt judges and bribed witnesses. He was talking about the ultimate court, where God himself served as judge. And here's what made Paul's message so shocking. He claimed that God was willing to declare guilty people innocent, not because they had somehow become righteous, but because someone else had taken their punishment. Jesus Christ, the Son of God, had lived a perfect life that no human could live, and had died the death that every human deserved to die. This wasn't just forgiveness. Forgiveness implied that the crime had been overlooked or forgotten. Paul was describing something far more radical. The complete transfer of guilt from the criminal to an innocent substitute, and the complete transfer of righteousness from the substitute to the criminal. In God's courtroom, when he looked at a believer, he didn't see their failures. He saw Christ's perfection. The implications of this teaching were staggering. If righteousness came through faith in Christ rather than through human effort, then every system of merit-based religion was obsolete. The elaborate temple ceremonies that generated enormous wealth for the priestly class became unnecessary. The complex legal traditions that gave certain groups special status became meaningless. The philosophical schools that promised wisdom to those who could afford their fees became irrelevant. Paul was essentially declaring that God had made salvation available to everyone on exactly the same terms. Faith in Jesus Christ. No prerequisites. No waiting periods. No graduated levels of acceptance. No special qualifications based on birth, education, or social standing. The beggar on the street and the senator in the forum could both receive the same salvation through the same faith in the same Saviour. But this raised an obvious question that Paul knew his readers would ask. If salvation is free and forgiveness is guaranteed, what's to stop people from living however they want? If God's grace covers all sins, why not just keep sinning so that grace can abound even more? Paul's response revealed the depth of his understanding of human nature and divine grace. He explained that genuine faith doesn't just change a person's legal status before God, it changes their very nature. Someone who has truly experienced God's love doesn't want to keep hurting the one who saved them. Someone who has been set free from slavery to sin doesn't want to go back to wearing chains. This was a completely different approach to morality than anything the ancient world had seen. Instead of external rules enforced by punishment, Paul described internal transformation motivated by gratitude. Instead of behavior modification through fear, he presented heart change through love. Instead of conformity to social expectations, he advocated for authentic righteousness that flowed from a new identity.
Jesus,
the practical implications were revolutionary.
In
a society where your behavior was determined by your social class, Paul was saying that all believers, regardless of their background, were called to the same standard of holiness. Slaves and masters, Jews and Gentiles, men and women, all were expected to live as children of God. This created immediate problems. How were Jewish believers supposed to relate to Gentile believers who didn't follow kosher dietary laws? How were Gentile believers supposed to understand Jewish holy days and customs? How were free citizens supposed to treat slaves who were now their spiritual brothers and sisters? How were women supposed to function in a religious community where they were being treated as spiritual equals? Paul's answer was both simple and profound. Love, not sentimental emotion, but practical, sacrificial concern for others' welfare. Love that was willing to give up personal preferences for the sake of unity. Love that put others' spiritual growth ahead of individual rights. Love that reflected God's own character and served as evidence of genuine faith. But even as Paul was writing about love and unity, he knew that his letter would create division. He understood that his message would be seen as a direct threat to established authority structures. Religious leaders would lose their special status. Political rulers would face subjects who owed ultimate allegiance to a higher king. Social conventions would crumble under the weight of spiritual equality. The early Christians who received Paul's letter weren't naive about the dangers they faced. They knew that proclaiming Jesus as Lord was tantamount to declaring Caesar was not. They understood that meeting in secret to worship Christ could be interpreted as seditious conspiracy.
Oh my good God.
They were aware that their new lifestyle was different,
shit.
suspect, dangerous. Yet the letter spread. Copies were made by hand in dim candlelight. Portions were memorized and recited in whispered gatherings. The message travelled along trade routes and through personal relationships, finding its way into the most unexpected places. Slaves shared it with their masters. Soldiers discussed it in their barracks. Merchants carried it to distant ports, and everywhere Paul's words went, they created the same reaction. Fierce opposition from those in power, eager acceptance from those who had never been offered real hope. The letter that had begun as a careful theological argument was becoming the rallying cry for a movement that would reshape the world. The authorities tried everything to stop it. They burned copies when they found them. They imprisoned people caught with the text. They tortured believers to make them reveal where other copies were hidden. They offered rewards for information about Christian gatherings where the letter was being read and discussed. But it was too late. The ideas had already taken root. The revolution had begun, and it all traced back to that single letter, written by a man in chains, who understood that the most powerful force in the universe wasn't Roman military might, or political authority, or religious tradition. It was truth. Dangerous, transformative, irresistible truth that would not be silenced, could not be contained, and would not be stopped. As the underground network of believers continued to spread Paul's revolutionary message, something unprecedented began happening across the Roman Empire. This wasn't just religious conversion. This was social upheaval on a scale that threatened the very foundations of ancient civilization. Picture this. In the marble halls of Roman villas, slaves were quietly teaching their masters about a kingdom where the last would be first. In the crowded tenements of the poor districts, former criminals were explaining forgiveness to victims of their crimes. In the exclusive philosophical schools of Athens, scholars were abandoning centuries of intellectual tradition for the simple message of a crucified carpenter. The letter that Paul had crafted with such careful precision was doing exactly what he had intended and what the authorities had feared. It was creating a new kind of human being. People who had been transformed by Paul's message didn't just think differently. They lived differently. They acted differently. They related to each other in ways that defied every social convention the ancient world had established. But here's what made this transformation so dangerous to the existing order. It wasn't confined to private religious experience. Paul's theology had immediate, visible, political consequences. When someone truly believed that all humans were created equal in God's sight, they couldn't help but question why society treated people so differently.
Hey guys, welcome to the second part in our very important series, Rooted in Raised, Reclaiming Biblical Christian Identity. So just a couple quick notes. My book, The Heart of Victory, is scheduled to be released in December. Don't have an official date for y'all yet. And one of the reasons why I'm doing this series is to write material for my next book. Okay, so the text that we'll be using today is 1 Corinthians 1, Galatians 1, Ephesians 4, and then our theme is the dangerous division between believers and disciples, which...
God, fuck it.
Hey, what's up, guys? Just so you know, respect trans kids, affirm trans rights, stand with Ukraine, Black Lives Matter. We stand with these causes. Spread in your community love, peace, and happiness.
No wonder you're such a fat
Black
fucker.
Lives Matter. Stand with Ukraine.
All lives matter. So
trans visibility is valid.
God damn the trans community. The motherfucker's trying to add that.
What's up, guys? So, consider joining our locals. If you like the fact that we catch predators nationwide, it's not possible without you joining our locals. On locals, you get to see over 20 catches early and completely uncensored. You get to see live predator confrontations as they happen, and you get to support the movement that has arrested 43 different states and convictions of 24. We do travel those and catch the tickets. It's only $7 a month. You get more early content than Rumble. We do big content dumps every single month on locals. And I can do this about you guys. Consider joining locals.
Since he's woke, I curse that mother. I curse motherfuckers who are woke. I curse woke motherfuckers. I curse woke. I hope he gets cancer for being woke.
This channel is a group of investigative journalists who make educational documentaries showcasing educating society, especially parents and legal guardians, about potential scenarios that result from young people and adults conversation online if left unchecked. We conduct thorough interviews with systemic adults in an attempt to understand their perspective on why they partake in these conversations online with people that are not of age. The goal of interviews in these videos and the videos themselves is to gain an understanding of the perspective of the individual being interviewed, so parents and the rest of society to be educated and aware of potential thought processes and desires of adults online to unsupervised persons not of age. These videos are not cyberbully, harass, degrade, accuse, or threaten any individual partaking in the interview process or in the video itself. We do not condone any of these actions. These videos are strictly educational, and we grant full permission for academia to any classroom setting or scholarly papers to show or cite our videos. To ensure these videos are strictly used for educational purposes, we strictly adhere to YouTube community guidelines, such as not revealing someone's personally identifiable information, in other words, PII. YouTube defines personally identifiable information as their phone number, email addresses, signing credentials, phone numbers, passport number, medical records, or bank account information. We thoroughly look at and edit our videos to ensure that none of this information about any individual is shown in our videos. To ensure extra privacy for each person as a subject of interview in any of our videos, as of September 1st, 2022, to thoroughly comply with YouTube's harassment and bullying policy, there will be no mention or information about the last name or first name of any person interviewed in our videos. YouTube potentially like activities discussed in our videos, law enforcement and respective jurisdictions we conduct interviews in is notified each interview and video filmed by us. We are not accusing any individual interview of being guilty of committing a crime. That is the job of law enforcement. We are not vigilantes. We do not condone vigilantism or vigilante behavior, such as taking the law into your own hand or not notifying law enforcement when suspected crime takes place. We are investigative journalists. Trigger warning. Some of what we discuss in these videos can be sensitive to some, emotional, or stressful. The only goal of these videos is to educate the public. At the end of each video, as of September 1st, 2022, there will be an educational portion at the end to discuss what we talk about in the video, discuss what people make the video learn from, and tell others about. Our goal here is to bring awareness and educate the public. Now we'll get start.
Bitch. You suck my motherfucking dick, bitch. Suck my dick, bitch. You suck my dick, bitch. Now fuck up and move this pole down here right here so I can stick my dick in your nice butt. Suck my motherfucking dick, bitch. You suck my motherfucking dick, bitch.
Hi. Is there a David here? I got a package for him. David? Okay, cool. How's it going? How you doing, Chuck? Good, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. We got a package here for you, man. I think we should talk about some stuff online that's kind of been happening, like on Instagram and stuff like that, okay? Hate to tell you about the account, that was me, okay? We just want to have a conversation with you about what's going on. I know you're taking care of your mom. I don't want to bring her into it, okay? We just want to talk to you. Just want to talk to you. Only got time. Let's go down to the wall. I'm with it. Alright. Yeah. Let me get my shoes on. Yeah. Do you mind if I ride with you? Okay. Alright. Is anybody in your car? Yeah, I got people with me for safety, but, you know, like I said, dude, I know some happens online, and... Okay. I know how to find the house. Your name's public. So basically, I know crap happens online, and I don't want your mom to be drawn into it. I think it can be fixed, just us talking, you know what I mean?
So that's just what I do. No, that's why I think we should talk about it.
I want to know you and everything. I don't even look at my tools.
Yeah. Might I come in with you? How's it going, man? Hi. Hey, man. Hey, come in. Oh, okay. No, cool. Okay. Sweet.
I need to develop my fucking bishop. I didn't say bishop, I said bishop. Now I'm gonna give you double pound, bitch.
So, I'm not from the area, obviously, so we'll just follow.
Yeah, we'll just follow. We're just going out.
Okay, sounds great.
I'm going straight to the end of the road and
okay, I'm just gonna get my phone real quick, and I'll be right back.
God damn it.
Pass my phone, so I can record my car. My phone. Just gonna go. Let's make sure you can follow me along.
Suck my motherfucking dick, bitch.
What? What's going on? I mean, am I in trouble?
Oh, David, come on, man. David, you understand, like, first of all, you're a hard worker, you take care of your mom. Like, I think there's more positives than negatives, you know what I mean? And that's why I just want to talk to you, bro, because, like,
suck my motherfucking dick.
If there's, like, you know how long we've been kind of, when we first started talking.
Are you allergic to smoke?
No.
I need a cigarette so bad. My mom don't know I smoke.
Oh, she doesn't?
No.
God.
I'm 59 years old.
You hide stuff from your mom still?
Yep.
Oh, man. Maybe you got posed as an underage kid online. You act like one.
That's my first. Mom thinks I quit smoking.
Oh, it was actually because of smoking?
I don't know, but she just didn't want me to
suck
smoke.
my motherfucking goddamn dick.
Yeah.
So, goddamn.
How old's your mom now?
Mom's 85.
Oh,
I can't have nothing happen to me to where I'm taking it away from her.
Dude, and I think a bond between a mother and son is sacred, and dude, because look, my mom took care of her dad up until he passed, and seeing that was heartwarming. And I think, and they both had their riffs, and they both had their their good moments, but I just think like that is just a bond never broken for any reason except for like murder or something, right? So, yeah, man, no, I know, and I intend to be in the same position as you when I'm older, like take care of my mom as well. She needs that, so I know she needs you, okay?
So,
and
bitch.
That's why I wanted to just talk to her, you know what I mean?
Trust her. Fuck.
You good with that, Dave?
Yeah, I'm nervous as hell.
Trust her. God. Fuck.
I don't blame you.
I'm sorry that I left the conversation the way I did. I got cold feet. I was unsure.
Yeah.
And I'm very unsure now.
Well,
I really am.
Yeah.
I mean, this whole situation right now, this present moment is scaring the hell out of me.
Well, there's going to be no option that doesn't scare you, but we're going to go with the option that's best, you know what I mean? Like, we're going to go with the most optimal, right? Like,
money.
Now fucking give me that goddamn regret.
David, if I wanted money, David, I'd be a politician. I wouldn't be like talking to you know. Well, you think I went to some house built like the 1700s for money? I mean, come on, man, I'm not asking you for money. And this is just so you know, okay? I am not going to ask you for money. I am not going to hurt you. I'm not going to make you talk to me. It's all voluntary, but I think you should though, because we do have
fucker.
saved.
I hope he gets cancer. That makes you lose all that fucking weight.
David, I'm just gonna let you know, I had a whole month. I had over a month to do that, and
so bitch.
Well, like, do you think I had to come here? Like, to talk to you about
shit.
No.
Okay, so it's hard to be logical when when all come into you, but logically, what do you think? I mean, come on, like, you gotta be logical. You're logical. I mean, you're a logical guy. You work on cars your whole life, right?
Yeah.
You gotta be logical, man.
Fucking woke bitch.
Yeah, my dad actually, he had a higher paying job than you, but he did airplane body parts. Which, yeah.
I don't make much money.
Okay. I'm not trying to do for that, but obviously an airplane mechanic is going to be paid pretty well. God, where's his law at, man? Okay. California drive, we're going to be in like Bucky's territory, kind of Jesus, correct?
God damn it.
Wah, wah. Speaking of that, do you want me to get you some law or something?
No. I'll get my mom a cup of coffee when we're finished up.
Yeah, that'll work. Okay, just make sure we go to like a parking lot that people can't over here, because I can tell you, like, I'm just trying to figure this out with you, but say a mom was like, get over here to this.
No, we're going to stay at the corner of the parking lot.
Okay, that'll work.
The motherfucker's gonna try to Janet his Uzi arms me.
So you mentioned you were gonna delete everything?
Yes, I know.
Okay.
Believe it or not, as soon as we're finished talking,
Tea time.
Telegram is gone.
Goddamn son, goddamn bitch.
The group that I'm in right now, I'm deleting that too. I'm going to exit that.
Okay, you're not. So what about files on your laptop? You getting rid of that too?
Oh, yes.
Okay. God, man, that deletion can take a while. How many files are we talking to get rid of?
Over 1,000.
Jeez Louise, okay.
No, that won't take long to get rid of everything.
Okay. And these are just what, pictures and videos?
Yes.
Okay. Of, like, just...
Of girls. And when you ask the question, like, getting ready to go to jail.
No, I just... Well, I don't want you to delete files of, like, you and your mom. Like, I'm not saying wipe your computer clean or anything like that. Just...
They're all separate.
Okay, got it. Yeah, dude, I'm just... memories are more priceless than, you know what I mean? Like, that's why. But, yeah, okay. But one thing I do want to figure out, though, like, how originally Telegram started, because that's...
I have no idea.
Okay.
I was... And I'm not getting rid of my Instagram account.
Yeah, no, that's...
I have one very good friend on there that I've been friends with her since probably 2015. 2014.
Okay, and I assume she's of age.
Yeah.
Fair, yeah. I'm not saying don't delete your life, dude. Just literally just let's get the tumor. Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, so we can actually get up close. I'm claustrophobic. I'm cool with snow, but I don't like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm sorry, but
No. Hey, man, more than fair.
Suck my slut.
People want to attack me?
Nope, absolutely not. And yeah, so we can actually get up close. I'm claustrophobic. I'm cool with snow, but I don't like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm sorry, but
no. Hey, man, more than fair.
Now, these people want to attack me?
Nope, absolutely
Just
not.
because he supports both governments doesn't sound
like,
like
we're not trying to put you on
video.
blast. Just for that exact question, they are going to be...
You got somebody with you. I don't have nobody with me.
Right.
And then you say you want to film?
Well, we can just talk outside the car then. They can see it.
All right, we'll go over here, and I don't want them to be at my face at all.
Okay, they'll be out of your face, but
I don't want them to be near me.
What I'm going to say, they are at least going to just watch to make sure that no hands go flying, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, no.
Okay, cool.
You're a big man.
You're a big man too.
But I've had 3.
You stupid motherfucker.
3. I'm not hurting nobody.
Okay.
And I don't want nobody to hurt me.
Now fuck up and
I swear to God, if those people in the car are not going to lay a hand on you. Oh, yeah, I'm going to use it when I shake it, okay?
Stupid bitch. Man, I didn't get to get my fucking queen.
Alright, bet.
Suck my motherfucking dick, bitch.
So obviously the reason why I'm actually talking to you is, why don't I keep my phone in your car just to
suck
make
my
everyone
fucking
know?
dick.
Well, my name's Brian, I'm sorry to be
Suck
this.
my fucking dick.
The only reason that I think this can be addressed with a talk is because you seem like a hard-working guy who takes care of his mom, who maybe just got sucked into the wrong things online. You know, it's not like a...
Man, she's got some spit
You know
smell
what I mean?
on
Like, you know, you see the difference I'm making here?
pit smell.
Yeah, I got you.
Which pit smell.
So you still do work, right?
Yeah.
What did you do for work again?
I'm a mechanic for construction.
Yeah, okay.
Which pit smell.
And if literally anybody comes up to us and asks what's going on, I'm going to change the subject. And we're going to talk about Domino's pizza, not cheese pizza. You know? Get that.
Which
Gotcha, man.
pit smell. Oh, my forearm is longer than hers. I could probably make her spit.
Telegram thing, like,
With
how
to
did that
make
start
a
for you?
girl spit.
Now,
Now, what does it mean to make a girl spit?
Okay.
Is
Well,
when
do
my
you
elbow
notice-
wrist bone
we
is
just have a conversation right now. We'll get to
almost
that. 'Cause I actually have a way on your phone
a
where you
good
can actually
chunk
get rid of
longer than
everything
hers by
in a
about
full
anywhere
wipe that's
from
even all metadata. You know what I mean?
to the Venice to
Okay,
one
so we'll
and
look
one
at
half
that point.
of an inch.
No, I was on
With to
Instagram
make a girl
and,
spit.
I was searching people to chat
Spit
with.
the
Yeah.
bit. Spit
And
the
it
bit.
popped up.
With to make a
Somebody
girl
popped up
spit.
and
Yes,
I
yes,
downloaded
make you spit.
Telegram.
With to make a girl spit.
Started happening.
Okay.
With to
Do you know who
make
that
a
guy was that
girl
introduced you to
spit.
Telegram?
No, I don't.
With
Okay.
to make a girl.
How many years ago
With
do you
to
think this
make
was?
a girl spit.
A few months ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
No, I was so new to Telegram.
Man,
Oh my
I'm
God.
sure it's pretty unexpected when all that crap came in, huh?
Yeah.
I
Okay.
just shit in my pants.
Got it. So when he gave you that link, what happened then?
I went over there and started getting files and like, wow, you know. And then
With
I met
to
a few
make
other
a girl
people
spit.
on Instagram that has the same interests. And
Then
Man, she's got some
like,
arms
you know,
that
I'm in
smell
like,
like
I'm sure you know what the NFL is being a man, right? I'm in some NFL group chats. Next thing you know, like I'm arguing with somebody about who the Giants are better than the Titans, and you know, then I'm on it all day. I got you, man.
I could definitely make her spit.
The internet can lead to some rabbit holes, for sure. Okay.
Mine would probably be a good inch and
you might
a half longer than hers.
wire mic.
It's for safety, but I can take it off.
I just thought about that.
I'll take it off.
Yeah.
I'll take it off. Totally fine.
Where my fucking key is, Freddy?
Okay.
Is it on?
Just looks like the battery is not. I don't think it's recording because I think it's. Okay. Here, if we want, I can even move it right in the corner there too. Okay. So basically, kind of like with the NFL groups, like, yeah. Then there's some other apps, group chats, blah blah. So was it like a Signal as well, or just Telegram, or?
No, it's just Telegram.
Okay.
Telegram's the only thing I have.
Okay. And you know, before this combo goes further, I do want to ask. Were any of this stuff in the groups your photos you took yourself? Okay, got it. Okay. All right, well, now that that's getting out of the way, I feel like there could be a lot of it. I feel like there could be a way better like end to this than if you know what I mean. There's like steps to it, you know what I mean? But okay, so it was just an influx, pretty much.
Are you really from Oregon?
Am I actually from Oregon?
Yeah.
I'm originally from Houston, Texas.
But you didn't live in Oregon when we were talking.
I have home in Oregon. I have family there.
But that ain't where you live.
I live in Houston, yeah. Hey, maybe you're not from Maryland either, you know?
No.
Did you live there at one point?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I made that joke about Baltimore early shootings left a little bit too hard for you not to know. Okay. But you actually been to Oregon, like Ghost Town?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you seen any actual ghosts there? Or?
No.
No.
I don't know if it is ghost infected or not, you know. It was just a town that I passed. I had a few extra days before I went. I was headed to Bend, Oregon.
Fair.
And I'm driving down the road and I saw the sign and it's like, I found a place to turn the truck around, pull down the road. Wow, you know. At the time, 5 people owned the whole town. You know, they had remodeled the hotel, and the hotel had the swinging doors that you went through.
Right. Oh, like a saloon, like it's not big enough for the 2 of us. Yeah.
And they had, I think, 7 rooms upstairs that you could rent. You know.
Did you rent one?
No, I stayed in my truck.
Okay.
But I got to see the jail. I got to see the old firehouse and blacksmith shop, you know. And but the bank is in the building that the hotel is in.
Like an actual bank or the old bank?
No, it's the old bank.
Okay.
You know. In fact, the great grandson of the original bank owner had come by the next day, you know, while I was there and was talking, and he had the combination to the safe. They hadn't been in the safe. And when they opened up the safe, here's all these handwritten ledgers.
Wow.
Of all the bank transactions.
Isn't our history rich, man?
And it was awesome. So,
That's cool.
that was the great town.
So you actually lived in the West Coast at one point.
At one point.
Where at?
Well, I stayed in Oregon for a while.
Nice.
I stayed in California for a while. I stayed in Texas.
We're in Texas.
A little German town called Fredericksburg.
Yeah.
Texas.
Yeah, I know Fredericksburg.
Yeah, I stayed there. In fact, the guy that got me started in truck driving, that's where he lived, and I stayed with him.
Totally unaffordable now.
Yeah.
It's like hill country's insane. Fredericksburg, Virginia is also unaffordable, but like, yeah, I think just Germany would be expensive.
The people there in Fredericksburg weren't too welcome to outsiders, and that's what I was.
Well, it's a German community. Yeah.
And but no, Dennis, he taught me how to drive a truck, and he picked me up hitchhiking in Yuma, Arizona.
I know where Yuma is, yeah, border town.
I was damn near dead.
Really?
Well, I had been stranded there for about 6 days, living on grapefruits that I stole out of an orchard in California. And anyway, he pulled over and he said, well, I'm going to Dallas. Oh, can you please go with you, you know? So he stopped at a truck stop, got me something to drink. Like I said, I was damn near dead.
Wow.
And so he paid me $75 to unload his trailer with ice down cattle.
Sure. That's quite a life, man. They could make a movie out of your life.
Oh yeah.
The done deal, you know. Okay. God damn. All right. So you definitely seem like overall good dude, man. You know.
I'm a quiet guy. I don't bother nobody. I don't bother my neighbors. You know. And I just had this habit that I'm gonna get rid of. And
okay.
I swear I'm getting rid of it.
So I guess because I think it's also an internet addiction too, like a internet addiction. I mean, this is me because I watch not every day, but like I watch it enough to where I say I should probably stop watching it, and so I don't like download the videos I look at. Like, you know, if I see a Latino, I don't download the video. So I guess what kind of caused you to download all these thousands of files? I guess that's where I'm kind of curious.
I really don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I don't know the answer to it. What made me keep trading? I don't know.
Okay.
I really don't know.
I mean, like, did you start downloading immediately when you saw that stuff, or did it take a little bit?
It took a while.
Okay. Took a while.
Yeah. In fact, you know, all this was so new, I didn't know how to download. In fact, I had a problem with my phone. I had too much stuff that had come in, and I couldn't even make calls on my phone because my phone usage was blocked out.
Because of all the
Yeah.
Man, well, that's your old man coming into play there, man, you know.
But then I found out, you can save it and then go and erase everything and start over, But like I say, nope, it'll be gone.
Hey, I didn't think you would do that over here talking to me, man.
No, it'll be gone. I hope I'm not going to jail.
Yes, you are, you son of a bitch.
Hey, look at me real quick. Hey, I hope not either. That's why I'm here for you, okay? Because, eventually with...
Your fucking ass is going to jail, you son of a fucking pedophile bitch.
Eventually it'd be someone else, right?
You're gonna go to hell when you die and burn forever. You pedophile bitch.
It's like my dad's kind of around, a little bit younger than you.
Hallelujah.
Sometimes I just look at him and
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
I'm not saying you're stupid. You obviously can fix a car, and I'm a moron, but we have skills and weaknesses, right? But so did it start? The download on your phone?
Hallelujah.
Was it a computer first that you did?
Hallelujah.
What made you do the computer, you think?
I don't just wanting to keep them.
Sure.
No, when I go home, that laptop will get destroyed.
Okay.
You are lying through your fucking teeth.
And I know I can't bring the laptop back to show you.
I'm not going to ask that.
Mom would figure something out. What's going on.
She's sharp for 85. Very sharp. It's a blessing and a curse, I guess, huh? My grandma, maybe she's like 95% there. She's 87. And,
by the way, what all did you say to her?
To your mom?
Yeah.
Literally.
Suck my motherfucking dick, bitch.
Yeah, dude, when I told you I'm not going to bring your mom into this, I'm telling you, your mom's not going to be brought into this, okay? But, I had a...
Suck my motherfucking dick, bitch.
I tried to bring a girl over to her house one time, and, obviously it was for hookups, I couldn't do it at my parents, and,
It's time to get
and suddenly my grandma has the awareness of like a 21-year-old, like, what are you doing? Like, I'm like, Jesus Christ, man. But it's a blessing, though. I'm glad you're there. You know what I mean? But yeah, your mom seems like a sweet freaking lady.
Now fucking take that goddamn program.
So you're hiding your smoking and you can't bring your girlfriend over? You're like a teenager too, huh? Yeah.
I may be, 59, but I have respect for my mom.
Bitch.
And I make sure my mom gets everything she needs.
Right.
And,
Come on, you son of a bitch.
Me and my sister were talking about that this morning. I got the grocery list together.
Sweet.
Yesterday to go get groceries for the week. And
Come on, you son
Mom
of a
said,
bitch.
there's something I haven't had in a while. It would be nice to get. And I said, what's that? She says, tacos. So I went and got us 12 tacos and Taco Bell.
Yeah.
$28 for 12 tacos.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's what Mom wanted.
Yeah.
I get Mom what she wants.
She asked for tacos when you're not living in Texas anymore, huh?
Yeah.
Great timing there, Mom. Maybe she's a little bit gone to Africa, right? But,
all right, well, let's get down to business.
Let's get down to business. All right, so in the messages to... You said your kind of preference is 4 to 15. What does that really kind of... Like,
Yes, fucker.
I don't know how it started. That's just the files.
You nasty ass bitch.
Like 4 to 15-year-olds? Okay.
Son of a bitch.
I don't go out to the store and stalk or anything like that.
Okay. You keep it online.
Everything I've done is...
Come on, you son of a bitch.
And I don't talk to nobody about it.
Come on, you son of a bitch.
That's why I got cold feet talking to you.
Son of a bitch.
And there's a lot of times you were very vague with what you said or with what you answered, and I felt like, no, I need to back out.
You stupid son of a bitch. I'm about to fuck your butt. I'm about to fuck your butt.
I mean, basically, all you can take is my word at this point, and I think my word's pretty damn good, so, I totally understand. I know it's not easy to talk about, and I really appreciate the honesty, because I feel like, when this is known, we can figure out, like, the root, like, of why tell everything on the App Store, right? So,
I think I'm about to fuck your butt.
God damn. So you mentioned, too, if we're just going to get out of business, I feel like, you know, and there's nothing you can tell me that's too graphic because it's fine, dude. I'm not the type to get grossed out or say, oh my god, you know, I'm not like that, you know. But
suck my dick, bitch.
Put like infant videos in these groups.
Well, in this one group that I'm in right now, quite often, what you need to check that out if you're checking people out.
Stupid motherfucker.
Because there's over 10,000 numbers.
Stupid idiot. Stupid idiot. Stupid. Oh, fuck.
I made the mistake. It's a group, and they have 10 chat rooms. And what they call chat rooms, like I said, you can't talk one-on-one with the people.
Of course.
But I have got over 800 videos the first night. You know, and that's what, you know, blew up my phone and got me to learn how to delete, you know. And
what age range would you say the videos were that they were trying to?
They got infants in there all the way up to 17.
You are fucking toast, you fucking son of a fucking bitch.
And so, yeah, it's...
That's a group name. Do you have a pen in the car?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Can you just give me one of those papers? Doesn't matter which one. We'll write on the back of it.
Suck my motherfucking dick, bitch.
That's fine. Yep. Okay.
Suck my motherfucking dick, bitch.
It's just our chats there. Okay. Is anything spelled out there?
March!
Well, then you don't want to get in trouble with opening that stuff.
Fuck your butt.
I'm just gonna...
Okay, just don't click on the group, please. Just
I'm just going on the main, not the room that I'm
Okay.
But well, you see, you've got these rooms that you can go to.
Okay, and all those rooms is where the BS is.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's...
Okay, you just put that on for now because I'll show you the way to take care of that.
I got one word of advice for you.
Okay, so
stupid.
would I be able to see like? Would I be able to see like?
Let me show you.
Okay, don't show me anything like that.
No, I'm not going to show you any pictures.
Okay.
I'm just going to show you. You go there and you get all this stuff right here.
All right.
Well, I take that back. I'm not going to cuss him out because he's one of our fans.
Anymore.
I think.
Because once you leave the room, you can't go back in.
Okay.
If you don't contribute every 12 hours.
Suck my dick.
Every 12 hours.
Yes. You have to
suck my motherfucking dick.
At least every
How many did they ask you to send?
It don't matter.
Just anything?
Yeah. But you hit start, and then when start comes up, it'll take a few minutes to load the room. And then once they say, okay, you're in, then everything starts.
Oh, cuz you just fucked up. You, my dear sir, just fucked up.
Yeah, I got that right. Okay, cool. So another thing,
Hugh, my dear sir,
so they gave, what was this first day you found that channel? Who introduced you to it?
You, my dear sir, just fucked up.
I don't remember. It's only been a few weeks.
Okay, but that's where it all mostly is?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I think you said one of the, when we were talking, you said you were getting 1,000 videos downloaded on your laptops per day. What? Was that also?
Yeah.
What about the ACLU?
No, it's not ACLU.
Okay, what about the STLC?
I don't know anything about that.
I'm just, there's like organizations, the ACLU, the American Civil Liberties Union. Okay.
Whisper, no.
But, okay.
I was a a white man's checkmate.
So you said, on your laptop, is more stuff on your phone or laptop? Okay, so your laptop has, say, I think it was, what, 2,000 you said? About 1,000. How many do you think are on your phone?
No.
Okay.
No, it's not I'd say there's a laptop, but that's going to get gone in one wipe.
Absolutely. And I have a way to do that as well. Just tell you that and show you. But, so how many more do you think are on the laptop and the phone? If there's 1,000 on the laptop, how many do you think would be on the phone, or how many more on the laptop?
No, I think there's only about 100 on my phone right now.
Fair.
And like I say, I've got a bunch from the group that I haven't saved yet.
Okay.
So, but I'm going to delete the group. I'm going to leave that one group, and I'm going to delete Telegram.
Yeah.
And I'm going to delete all the. Well, I got to go through because I got a few pictures of my cat and my mom.
Yeah, make sure you keep those.
I don't want to get rid of.
You got a cat? You're a cat guy too?
Yeah.
Yep, I got a cat named Biscuit.
Move, cunt. That was stupid as fuck. You never knew that called to decide you stupid loser, bitch.
And
stupid
I
cunt.
don't want that to happen to me because what's going to happen to her?
Good goddamn.
Mom.
That fucking pissed me.
Yeah. Hey, David, do you think I didn't know that? Do you think I didn't know the chain? I don't know you're a cat guy, but do you think I didn't think of the potential chain reaction before talking to you? Of course I did, man. I took that into consideration, all right? Now, if you were like, if you were a serial killer, I would tell you to your face, I don't get. But you're not. You're just right. And that's one.
Yes, you hurt kids. You fucking child molester. Fucking goddamn child molester.
How many times a day do you think you trade?
I don't trade with people anymore. I do have a few people on there that I used to trade with, but I introduced them to
Castle. Son of a bitch.
I don't even talk to them anymore.
Okay. Well, how often? I mean, how long were you for?
It's just
Oh,
been
you son of a
a matter
bitch.
of weeks, really.
Okay. But you actually did that every 12 hours thing up until when, you think?
Suck my dick, you son of a bitch.
12 hours.
Okay.
Well, what I do is say I got a
Suck
bunch
my
of stuff
fucking
in
dick.
this morning,
Yeah.
this afternoon.
You fucking
I
tongue long
repost
fucking
some
bitch.
of the stuff that was, already sent.
Oh, you just put out what you gave. Okay. Do you have any preferences on what you put out?
No, I just randomly pick and put it out.
Okay.
I don't
This
even,
shit in my pants.
I don't even watch all the videos that's going to say. I can't tell you everything that happens in the videos. I start to see them and, say it, and then I delete it from the room.
Sure.
And,
Foul 50 pedophile.
so what do you want from me?
To kind of better understand what happened in your situation so we can help get the people like the creators. If that's what I really want, I really want to figure, I really want to climb my way to the top. So I don't, I don't care about the bottom of the totem pole, I care about Mount Everest, right?
Yeah.
So you're on my way to that, and I'm giving you that olive branch to be my way to that, and I'm willing to work with you, bro. Straight up.
I don't know any of the people that run. I mean, you don't know anybody in there. I mean, it shows you how many members are there, but you don't see who the members are.
Okay. Well, we can go another route, which is So maybe we'll just talk about what they're sending them. Okay. Maybe from there I can kind of trace where that's coming from, right? So some of these infant videos. Take one that you saw. What happens in it?
They're forcing the child to suck on it and swallow it.
An infant is swallowed.
And that's his butt.
And there's a lot of the infants.
Okay.
All of those, 99% of those, as soon as I see what it is, I get rid of it.
Sure. So me asking you, so I can better understand other internet people or worse. Why do you think your line is 4? What about a 4-year-old who's kind of like, all right, I'll watch this?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that.
Okay.
I don't know how to answer it. I don't know what the attraction is.
It is an attraction then, huh? A little bit.
I don't know. It's nothing that I would go out and do.
Sure.
In fact, I don't condone it, but I did watch it.
Of course. What's your favorite kind of type of video to watch? Like there's like all of that stuff. Like what? Say you have a 4-year-old. What's your favorite thing that you like to see in those videos?
Well, I don't have a favorite with 4-year-olds.
Okay.
I don't.
Okay.
But the preteens and stuff, maybe get me,
Okay.
But I look at the bodies more than what they're doing. You know.
It's just the physical features. Okay, got it. So we can say about the preteens, they're just kind of tracking their physical features. So about the 4-year-old, and look, man, I'm not here to judge you, okay? I think at this point you know I'm not here to judge you or scream at you.
Shit fucking
so I
bitch.
saw a girl over there in Wawa earlier. I was at Sheetz earlier where I forgot. And the cashier, she's a little white chick. She's probably about 5'3", little hourglass. And I can tell you straight that's why I was attracted to her. So, what I probably won't say out loud, but I'll tell you is, I wish I could have her, right? And because she's probably small and submissive, all that crap. So that's just me. So I can go into detail why I find somebody attractive. Like my girlfriend, for example, she's a little hottie. I'm not gonna get too much into my girlfriend, but there's a lot of features I love about her. And so that's what I'm asking you, like about the 4-year-olds. What is it? Because it's obviously something. Because I can't. You can't show me
like I said, I don't have that attraction to the youngest of them.
Okay.
Yes, I see the videos of them, but that's as far as it goes. It don't go no further than that.
What about?
I don't go out and see a mom with their kids,
right,
and say, "Oh, I would like to pick up that kid and take it and do stuff."
Sure.
I'm not like that.
Well, I guess what about the video entices you in a way, then?
I don't know. I don't know.
Now fuck up and move that whore right here.
I don't know.
Is it just an
Now
innocent?
stick my dick in your butt.
Maybe.
So,
Okay.
all right, so we can skip all
Please
this
fuck up and move that whore right here.
What is it that you want from me?
Please fuck up and move that whore right here.
Good, which I don't have.
Okay, and I'm gonna ask you.
Please, I'm begging you. Fuck up and move that whore right here. Now fuck the fucking
Americans
king.
do. Okay. And you know when you took a picture.
Now fuck up and move that whore
That's
right
another
here.
reason I found it actually is because how do I say it?
Now fuck up and move that whore right
Because it said your
here.
construction company on the shirt. I was like, yeah. Then I saw David. Blah blah blah. And I have not told your boss what you're up to at work either. By the way, no. Nor am I going to, man. But you probably shouldn't be watching Child the Job. I do want to know, like, just man, how often that happens.
Man, he plays these people like a violin.
I have nothing to do but sit there and play on the phone, but that came to an end yesterday.
Okay.
Because the phone company turned my phone off because I was using too much data. So, I play Yahtzee too, and I do Facebook, so it's not all,
Sure.
But they said, if you use too much data, it's like, well, I've got unlimited data.
Sure.
It's not unlimited.
Yeah, phone companies are known for telling the truth about, of course. But
Did you call me from a Russian telephone? Okay.
what was that about?
I don't know. I didn't answer.
Okay. So at work, do you just kind of wank when you're bored?
No.
You just watch the videos. Okay.
Well, like I said, I don't even watch all the videos. I don't.
Right.
I see what's going on and move on to the next one.
Okay. And another thing I've always been curious about, not just obviously with you, but just in general online, mega links, what are those?
I have no idea. I don't accept them. And that's like when people send the files. I don't accept those because, one, my phone won't open them, so why get them?
Okay, the mega links?
Yeah, okay. They're not mega links, it's just
I'm
a
fucking
list
you
of
up.
files that you save to your phone
Sure.
to open up. My phone
There's only
won't
one
open them
fucking
up.
place you can go, son of a
So
bitch.
I don't
Either
even
there
go
or you
with
can
those.
use
I
that
can't tell you
floor.
what's in there.
Fair.
Oh, I see a dick in your future, son of a bitch.
But I'm not necessarily asking that, but do you see them trading those on Telegram as well, the mega links?
There's people that sell them,
Suck
but I
my
don't
dick,
know.
bitch.
Okay.
I don't know who's got them, who don't.
That's
Suck
fair.
my motherfucking
Like I
dick.
said, I don't have a big circle of people that I talk to.
Right.
So,
Has there ever been a time where you sold what, or you bought what someone was selling with that? No.
Suck my dick, bitch.
No, I don't.
Suck my motherfucking dick, bitch.
And when did
Would I ever? No.
Suck my
that's a
dick,
step too far, maybe.
Stupid bitch.
And what I'm kind of curious about is when did younger ladies under 18 kind of start hitting you up online to talk?
There's quite a few of them that were on Instagram that's done that.
Right.
Suck my
It's only since and I haven't been on Instagram that long.
How long do you think?
Maybe a year.
Sure. This has been basically a year of that happening?
Yeah.
Okay.
Suck my dick, bitch.
And no, it's only, you know, and it's not that many.
How many do you think try to hit you up?
Probably 4 or 5.
Okay.
And they disappear, and I just let it be, you know.
What were their age ranges?
Well, they say between 15 and 17.
Okay. And is the conversation with them just kind of get flirty?
Yeah.
Okay. So I know a 13-year-old that was talking to you as well.
Who? I don't know.
Okay. You don't talk for too long, so maybe that's just... Maybe that's one, but... Okay, got it.
You stupid motherfucker.
Okay, so I think what kind of started this whole thing for you is because... Well, let me ask about the girls online. Do they kind of come on to you, or do you come on to them, or kind of both, or what's it? Kind of both, okay. So this is the thing. This is
what happened with all that paperwork you got right there.
Oh, I can toss it. Token of goodwill? Look, I'll do it.
Well, I'll destroy it at work. You can look it up, but I'll destroy it.
Yeah. I'll look it all up, dude.
Oh, here comes the cops.
You want to hang on to it?
Yeah, like I said, I'll incinerate it at work.
Yeah, that's fine.
Suck my fucking dick. I'm fucking you up. Suck my fucking dick. Suck that dick.
Back for now, if you don't mind.
I fucking hit. Oh!
Well,
Suck my dick.